Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have not just witnessed Ipswich Town 1, Stoke City 1. I witnessed it yesterday but then went straight off to do the first ever Blue Monday live event, which was magnificent. So there was no time to do a video yesterday. So I'm going to catch up now just for the sake of making sure I have a match review for every game I've seen this season. So Ipswich, a disastrous goal towards the end of the first half, and then a late equaliser from Will Keane. Draws a point for Town. Positives that they did not lose. Positives from both games this week. Only draws when wins would probably be needed if you're looking at trying to stay up. But I genuinely think most Ipswich fans, they're looking for the formation of a new team, the unity between the club, and whatever happens points-wise now happens. I think most people have given up the frustrating business of watching 21st place and seeing how many points. So we just focus in on the match rather than the bigger picture. Ipswich one change from their draw at home to Derby on Wednesday. Białkowski in goal. Bree, Pennington, Knudsen, Kenlock across the back. Still no Chambers, still no Collins in that back four. Knudsen obviously a left back playing centre back. Chalobah in front of them with Bishop, and John Nolan starts ahead of Flynn Downs today. Nolan came on and scored against Derby. He gets the start today. Alan Judge in the 10 position with Will Keane and Colin Quainer up front. Stoke, Butland in goal. Edwards, Bart, Martins, Indian, Klukas at the back four. I thought it would be a similar system, but it panned out slightly different to Ipswich's. Woods in front of the back four with Etebo and Allen in centre midfield there. Ince primarily off to the right and McLean off to the left with Vokes up front. We had thought possibly it would be a diamond midfield from them as well, with Ince in behind and McLean actually up front. They have done that in previous games, but it looked more like a 4-3-3, 4-5-1 out of possession type configuration. Remember, Nathan Jones has been in charge of Stoke now, I think, 6-7 games, and he's lost all bar one. So Stoke not in good form. Ipswich obviously bottom of the league. Tom Edwards, the right back, gets forward on 2 minutes. Give and go with Woods. He crosses it to the back post, and Białkowski leaning back tips that one over. Since Ipswich stopped passing out from the back, Białkowski looks a lot more assured, a lot more relaxed in just doing his goalkeeping, and somehow looking back towards where he was in the previous seasons, where he was excellent. Not been a good season for Białkowski, so nice to see him looking a bit more comfortable, although we'll come on to the goal in a minute. McLean on 14 down the left, deep cross, nodded down. Allen slips it back to Ince, blasts it over with the left foot. Decent chance that one for Stoke. 19, Woods goes through. Judge, ref plays the advantage. It breaks out to Chalobah. He hits the shot low from 25 yards out, straight at Butland. 26, Etebo switches it out wide. McLean into Allen, comes inside Bree, 25-yarder well over. Stoke seemed well prepared for Ipswich being narrow here, and Etebo particularly was the conduit in them shifting the ball from side to side and trying to really overwork these Ipswich centre midfielders who were constantly in the system, having to go out, run out from their position and cover their fullback, something they're going to have to get used to if Ipswich stick to the system. Stoke switching it again, left to right this time, infield to Ince. His shot deflects wide. Vokes offside though, so probably wouldn't have counted if there'd have been any kind of bounce towards him. Nolan miscontrols here, sweeping up in the box. McLean clatters him, yellow card. 33, this is a big chance. Ipswich midfield again being worked well by Etebo. Gets it out to Ince a little bit earlier this time, and there's loads of time. They're backing off, worried about Ince running past them, cuts inside. Nice in-swinging cross there. Vokes has got free. Ince has put a lot of pace on the cross. He's lost his man, Vokes. He's in the box. It's a free header. He throws himself at it and he heads it over. Given the crossing position and the position of the forward, Stoke really should have been taking the lead with that one. Was there too much pace on the cross for Vokes? Did Vokes need to throw himself at it? Either way, the two players there should have at least got an effort on goal. I think a good chance for Stoke. And they counter again on 36. Edwards out to Ince. 3 in the box. But he swings it right across goal. No touch. There on 38. Bishop run into the box. Whips it right across the goal when maybe he could have shot. So the game's dying down now. We come towards half-time. You can see Stoke getting into the box more often than Ipswich. This has been the problem for Ipswich. Possession and territory, but not actually committing men into good positions and using quality to create chances. Stoke, half chances, a bounce for Ince and his shot over, and really Vokes should have hit the target there. So you'd say Stoke just edged it, but they take the lead on 41 minutes. And in the pantheon of terrible Ipswich goals this season conceded, this has got to be right up there with the worst of them. It seems like both teams are kind of settling to get to half-time, regroup, speak to their managers. So Stoke have gone long a couple of times. Butland's kicking's not been great, but this time Danny Bart has got it. He's in the centre-half position, and it's nothing more than a big boot diagonally down the ground. And if you pause this ball when it's in the air, there's really nothing on at all. Vokes has come short to receive, as he would with all the long kicks, and he's good in the air, Vokes. He climbs up and he wins the header. It's not really that clever a flick on. He just heads it in towards the centre of the area. But McLean is not really that close to it. It's hardly a Niall Quinn clever header to a Kevin Phillips, but just absolute disaster from there on. So there is no challenge at all, really. Pennington and Knudsen are there. Białkowski can see everything, and what a disaster. Białkowski comes out. Knudsen with quite a firm header, it must be said. Heads it past Białkowski. There wasn't a challenge on the ball, really, and the Ipswich players have conspired to play the ball to James McLean on his own, 2 yards from goal, with an open goal. Absolutely disastrous. McLean is kind of embarrassed by it. He figures, okay, look, I'll put it in and save Knudsen the own goal here. And it's into the back of the net. A difficult one to judge. I'll be interested in the comments. Białkowski can see everything here, so is it his fault? Has he got to give Knudsen a really, really clear shout here? Knudsen as well, he's not a centre-back. That's a mitigating factor. But if you're going to play that header back to the keeper, you have to be 1000% sure that you're getting that right and he's not coming. So I don't know who's to blame, whether it's both of them. It's a complete mess up. I guess if it's a communication issue, it's both of them. But a terrible goal. Ipswich were by no means being dominated. Okay, Stoke got some joy out in the wide positions, a bit of space, but an absolute disaster of a goal on 41. On 42, Judge, nice spin into the corner of the box, shoots and misses the target. Gets into exactly the same position on 44, and this time he's got, I think Keane and Quainer for once have got a little bit further forward, and he curls it into Butland's arms. So really, really disappointing. Stoke in the lead, but the consensus at the live event we did last night that this was just a nil-nil game. Not a lot of quality. Stoke not looking confident. Ipswich, obviously bottom of the league, are hardly going to be playing with flying confidence and sublime skill. But it took a mistake to break the deadlock from that fragile Ipswich defence. And we must say, Knudsen, not a centre-half. Collins and Chambers both injured. So mitigating factors. Stoke go in at half-time 1-0. We get into the second half on 50. Beautiful surge by Bishop here towards the edge of the box, and he gets taken down. Some evidence now that Ted Bishop is coming back towards some consistency. He's being managed well, and pretty much 90 minutes from him today. Judge steps up. The free kick's across to the right. It's a brilliant effort from Judge. He curls around the wall and it smashes off the bit where the post and the bar meets in the top corner. Really unlucky from Judge. Good dive by Butland. Maybe he's got it covered, but great effort from Judge. Hits the crossbar. Chalobah gives it away on 57. Allen out wide. McLean crosses, headed out to Etebo. He absolutely smashes this one, but it's over the top. And we start to see particularly Chalobah and Kenlock just losing a little bit of quality here. They're both young players, and I think their game dropped off as Ipswich dropped off with the intensity in this second half. 62, Jackson comes in for Quainer. Quainer has more of a threat on the ball dribbling. Jackson has more of a threat in behind, but Jackson needs service, and we know Ipswich haven't managed to get bodies up and play with good quality around the box. So, but maybe Quainer a little bit tired there. Great run out of defence from Tom Edwards here, inside to Vokes, who skies it from the D. The game is deteriorating here. Not much in it. Stoke sitting back a little bit, and Ipswich not having the quality. As Stoke retreat just 5 or 10 yards, Ipswich then struggling even more to get through them, and Stoke picking them off a little bit here. 75, corner. Ipswich actually build up some territory. Nolan shot, handball shot, nothing given there. Afobe comes on for McLean, and Jones sticks with the system really, and Afobe, you know, they could have given Ipswich a problem there, and he's kind of pushed a bit out to the left-hand side. So I'm interested to know if Stoke fans would have preferred, you know, go 2 up front, give them something to think about here rather than sitting back. Vokes, probably the worst shot of the day here, nearly out for a throw-in. Not a good game here. 77, Bree to Chalobah. Great switch here now from Chalobah. Judge inside to Kenlock. For once, some quality. Chalobah with the good ball. Judge in a good position. Kenlock is forward from left back, and oh, there's no commitment to this shot. It's neither a cross nor a shot. He's too worried about hitting the target when he either needs to take a touch and guarantee he hits the target, or he's got to back himself and hit that one hard. It could bounce anywhere. Good opening here. It's easily blocked here. Lack of conviction. Gwion Edwards comes back in here, in for Nolan, and we kind of have more a 4-4-2 now and less pressure on those centre halves. Nolan going to sit out on the right hand side. Charlie Adam comes in for Ryan, whereas Charlie Adam in the twilight of his career, maybe carrying an extra pound or two. Some very big shorts as well for Adam, but no questioning the technique on that guy's left foot. 3 or 4 times when he has the ball, you see a very, very true left foot there. 82, Edwards, good work down the right. He beats his man. We haven't seen this from either team really all game. Inns tending to come inside. Orthodox wing play here, stands it up to the back post. Caden Jackson on the volleys, having to give it the kind of flying volley thing, and he puts that one over. Maybe should be hitting the target there. Tried to get power, and that did for him. Shawcross comes in for Ince. I guess Stoke just wanting to see the game out here. Stoppage time now. Looks like Stoke are going to play out and get the victory with this horrible goal. So Paul Lambert, with seemingly no plan for what he's going to do if we do score, puts Toto Inciala on for Ted Bishop, and Ipswich have a corner. On comes Toto, and it does actually work. He goes into the back of the box. Stoke players not entirely sure who's picking up who now. There's an extra big guy on. Judge puts the corner in. Up climbs Will Keane. Oh, my voice went funny like a teenager there. And he headers it in. It's a really good goal, actually. But Stoke completely leave Keane. It's a good corner. And not only does Keane climb well and make a great header, he actually puts good direction on the header. Frankly, it is a free header for a big guy in the box. But wow, goodness me, Ipswich getting their own stoppage time equaliser here. We did it against Blackburn, I guess. Hasn't happened a lot at all this season. So, jubilation as Ipswich get a point at home to Stoke. But the crowd were loud. They kept playing, and I think there's a genuine kind of enthusiasm and some kind of feel good. So really pleased that went in, not least for our live event that went on after the game. There was still one moment for Stoke. Adam picks the ball up in a good position. I already mentioned he still has a great left foot. He whips it into the box and Vokes heads wide. So generally pretty poor game. I think the narrative from a lot of the Stoke fans is that Rowett's style of football has made that Stoke squad quite sort of stodgy, and they've got some quality in there, particularly Woods, Allen, Inter, all good players. We know McLean can be a good player in the right system if he can play out wide, but Stoke didn't look good today really at all. The one thing they did well was exploit the narrow formation that Ipswich play, and I think Itebo was either told to do this or he kind of picked it up during the game. You know, let's get the ball spread out wide nice and quickly and force moments down that way. Excuse me, that was their best moment. Seems a little bit strange to me that a more mobile forward like Afobe is not being used either with Vokes or instead of Vokes, who I guess at championship level, Vokes is a good player and he's a very good focal point. So I guess Stoke, they're too far back. They really need to start building if they want a promotion push, which a lot of people will think, given that was a Premier League squad last season, that they should be a bit higher in the table and looking at that. They need some stability, Stoke. Too many managers there. Let's talk about Ipswich. Bialkowski looks a bit more confident. Bree is feeling his way in and looking a little bit better. Just a bit more commitment up the pitch. You're playing in a narrow formation. Those fullback positions are important. Kenlock, on the other side, did not have the greatest game today. These young Ipswich players are getting a lot of chances. They're not playing in a good team, which doesn't help, but I have a sneaking suspicion if Chambers or Collins is back next week, Knudson's going over to left back, Kenlock may find himself on the bench. Pennington, probably the least blame on the goal. Knudsen, yes, maybe he's going to be out at left back, but I think he's deputised pretty well other than that one horror moment. Okay, it caused the goal today. Chalobah faded badly today. People say he has more mobility and passing range than Skews, but just looked a bit tired, either physically, mentally, or both into that second half. Bishop really encouraged by him. Let's just keep building up that strength, and really good player in there. Be interesting to see him in the 10 position, but no one's getting anywhere near that position while Alan Judge is in the team. Nolan, so-so. Perhaps there's a solution where Bishop, Nolan and Downs, the three of them kind of cover the 90 minutes over two positions, so maybe some substitutions need to be used well if you're going to be using this system, and you're going to see more centre midfield substitutions rather than traditionally forward substitutions that managers do. Judge is having a big influence on the game. As it got a bit more turgid, he did come deeper and deeper. So look, he's taking a lot of responsibility here, all the set plays. He's trying to play key passes. He shot off the bar. He's trying to have shots on goal. I think it's just encouraging that Ipswich have a player who's trying to take all that responsibility, but he needs some help indeed. Keane, great for him to get the goal. That would be his second goal. So, you know, you're bottom of the league. You're here on a short-term deal. You got 2 goals now. You want to just keep building for the rest of the season. Quaynor, still unconvinced really by him. There's something there. Great assist for Nolan on Wednesday. But, yeah, a little bit of a frustrating player, I think. He's a big guy. Not quite there with the pressing sometimes, not quite there in the air. Yeah, let's see how it goes with Quaynor. Want it to work for him. Certainly when he gets running, a very exciting player, but needs to piece together a bit more in terms of whole games rather than individual moments, I would suggest. Thank you for tuning in today. Obviously, I'm more in the moment when I do the reviews, but I thought straight after the game. I thought I would get it done today and do it this morning. If you're a Stoke fan, get in the comments, let me know what you think, expectations for Jones and, you know, where it's gone wrong this season. There's quality in that squad, so they should be higher up, but it did still stink of Rowett a little bit there in the overly pragmatic football. So I'd like to see exciting players like Ince, McLean and quality midfielders like Woods and Allen moving the ball a little bit quicker and in a bit, frankly, as I'm neutral to Stoke, a bit more of an entertaining way. Can you keep hold of Butland as well, who, even though his kicking was a bit rank, is obviously probably the best keeper in the league here in the Championship. If you're an Ipswich fan, still encouraged. Do you have the same attitude of me of, you know, I'm not looking at the table anymore. I want to have fun watching football, and I want to see the team building and the fan base building behind Lambert. Should I not be saying that? Should we be a little bit more? No, we need to be picking up a win, some wins, you know, to not make this a complete embarrassment of a season if relegation likely is coming. You know, get that points total up higher, and maybe there is some chance of going for it at the end of the season if you can get in touch. But they need some wins. Let me know what you think about individual players. Hopefully we'll see Chambers or Collins back there, particularly on Kenlock and Chalobah. Am I being too harsh? Are they young guys playing in a bad team? Are they tired? I thought they both faded yesterday during the game. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back to normal. There should be some match reviews this season because it's half term for me, so I can get to a couple more games this week, and I'll be at Ipswich Wigan. I'll be doing my full Championship review live stream later today. Loads of content as always, so hit the subscribe button, get involved in the comments, but keep it civil. We know how much of a cesspool YouTube can be sometimes with these anonymous comments. Click the thumbs up, follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.